Hello and welcome to Brockley News, Radio Brockley's weekly show with news, interviews and information, including updates on all you need to know about what's happening in and around the hospital. I'm Sophie Horrocks. Tonight, we'll be hearing an interview with a plucky fundraiser taking part in this year's London Marathon to raise money for Aspire, one of the charities based here in the hospital. Later at 7:30, it's your chance to win some Radio Brockley goodies without leaving your bed on Bedside Bingo, followed at 8 o'clock by your choice of tunes on the Sunday Request Show. So stay tuned to London's longest running hospital radio station, and now once again, the UK's official #1 hospital radio station, Radio Brockley. Aspire is a charity that provides practical help and support to people who've been paralysed by spinal cord injuries. Our reporter Kate Beattie chatted to Richard the other day.
Hello and welcome to Richard Scott, Redevelopment Programme Project Manager. Gosh, that's a mouthful, at the RNOH Stanmore. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you for inviting me in today.
It's great to have you with us because you are running the London Marathon on the 22nd of April.
I don't know about running. I'm doing the London Marathon. I don't run marathons anymore.
Taking part, shall we say.
Oh, I'm participating. Yeah.
And you are fundraising for Aspire. Could you tell us a little bit about Aspire and why you've chosen to run for them?
Aspire, I live in Radlett, and Aspire have a lot of connections with Radlett. And over the years, we've had golf days, charity golf days at the golf club, raising money for Aspire. And because of that, I know people who work here. And so when I decided that I'm going to do the marathon, I first approached Aspire to raise money for them. And this year, I last did it for Aspire 5 years ago. And I've got two nieces over here at the moment from Johannesburg, who are working in the city as accountants, and they have a bucket list, and so I've had to cross things off their bucket list, as uncles have to. They've seen Fulham play at home, which is the most important one.
That was on their bucket list?
That was on their bucket list, to see Fulham at home.
Gosh.
And they've seen South Africa play cricket at Lord's. They've seen South Africa play rugby down in Cardiff. And they've been to a Six Nations match in Cardiff as well, Wales, France. And then the next one on the list was the London Marathon. And Aspire kindly arranged for 3 places for us as a little family unit to do the marathon together. And on top of that, their brother Tristan, who works in Johannesburg, he's got the international place. And Tristan's flying over for a long weekend to do the London Marathon from Johannesburg. So there'll be 4 of us.
Gosh, it really is a family effort then. So how are you all getting on in terms of your training and preparation for the big day?
We'll start at the top. Tristan's is virtually a professional tennis player, and he runs half marathons for fun to the tennis club and back. So he's going to walk it, as it were. Behind that comes Lindsay, who has done 2 or 3 half marathons in just 2 hours, which probably means she'll do about 4 3/4, 5 hour marathon, which is fine for a first one.
Yeah.
And then there's Nicole, and Nicole and I will be at the back. But Nicole hasn't done the level of training that one would have thought you needed, shall I say. So Nicole and I suspect Nicole will do it in 6 hours, and I'll be with her then.
But it's the taking part that counts, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the fun. It is good fun. You're jogging along or whatever you're doing, and everywhere you go, there's a band, there's a choir, there's 1.25 million people standing by the side of the road cheering you on. It's good fun. It is good fun.
So what would you say, Richard, to somebody who's thinking, gosh, that sounds like an enormous challenge, because it is really 26 miles or 26.2 miles, and they might be thinking, gosh, I don't think I could ever do that. What would you say to them?
The answer is anyone can do it. You can walk a marathon in 7 hours. So as long as you can stand on your feet, as long as you've got leg time, you have the ability to stand on your feet for about 9 hours. You can walk it in 7. And I know 2 women who are in their mid-50s who've never done any athletics at all, and the pair of them have done the marathon, and they did it in 5 1/4 hours each. And they're not runners. they're sort of joggers, really.
Yeah.
And they'd never done anything before, and the girls did it. So I think anyone can do it if they wanted to do it.
And it's a great opportunity to fundraise, isn't it? And raise some money for a worthy cause like the Aspire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if people would like to sponsor you, Richard, they can do that by logging into where?
I have a webpage, Virgin Money Giving. Is the site that Aspire used to collect money, and you type Aspire and then Richard J.C. Scott. My little face will appear in an Aspire T-shirt, and it'd be super if people donated some money towards my little sponsor me really for the marathon.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. So if I just say that one more time, if you log into virginmoneygiving.com/Richard J. Scott, I think I've got
J.C. Scott.
J.C. Scott. Well, do you think that you might have the energy to come back and tell us how you got on with your fundraising and how the actual event goes?
Of course I'll come back.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll raise the money and I'll finish it. The fun is the week after you can't walk. And so you really can't.
So you might not make it into the studio.
No, to be fair, you can walk that way. You can walk
Right.
properly, but staircases are
Yes.
absolute no-no.
Yes.
You end up going up staircases sideways for about a week.
Okay, thanks very much for joining us, and we hope that you enjoyed the day on the 22nd of April.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Thank you to Kate Beattie and Richard Scott. Good luck for the marathon. We do wish you all the best. But don't forget, you can listen again to Brockley News by following the links from our website at radiobroccoli.org. And you can now tune in to Brockley News Extra 5 days a week at midday for another chance to hear some of our recent interviews, plus on Monday nights at 8 p.m. And if there's anything else you ever want to know about the activities taking place here in the hospital, then do get in contact with us here on our extension 5483 on the internal phones, or on your mobile 020 8954 6591. And we'll try and cover it on future editions of Brockley News. Up next on Radio Brockley this evening, it's Bedside Bingo, your chance to win some Radio Brockley goodies. Then at 8 p.m, it's all your requests on the Sunday Request Show. Don't forget, Brockley News returns at the same time next week. But for now, I'm Sophie Horrocks. Good night.